One of the biggest issues for any boat owner is dealing with the boat's holding tank or black water storage. Modern boats have generally a PVC or fiberglass holding tank. All the heads pump the black water from the toilets into the holding tank. Usually they're run through a macerator that chops it first into fine pieces, and then it's held in the holding tank. And then you go to a pump out station where you pump out the holding tank, or legally, I don't recommend it, you can go offshore more than 3 miles and pump out the holding tank, open the Y valve. The problem with holding tanks is that they are pretty odorous, and most holding tanks have a filter with the breathe vent which prevents the odor from escaping. But the other issue is the hoses. As they age, they accumulate odor, and it's incredibly difficult to get rid of the odor of the plumbing system attached to your holding tank. There's a couple remedies. On my holding tank, I have a manual pump. I don't have a vacuum flush. We'll get to that in a minute. And the very best odor preventive chemical I've ever found is this. It's incredibly good stuff. I've tried everything there is. I use one of these bags in my 50-gallon holding tank, and it just completely and totally eliminates odors. It's a wonderful thing, and after 40 years of boating, I'm glad I found it. The other way you can partially eliminate odors is not only putting an additive in, but instead of pumping salt water through your holding tank, pump fresh water through your holding tank, through your freshwater system. That eliminates most of the hose odor, residual hose odor that comes from aging. As far as the toilet itself, you can use a manual pump head, you can have an electric pump head, or the vacuum flush head. The vacuum flush head is a vacuum system. It's a little bit of water at the bottom of the bowl which creates a seal or a vacuum, and as soon as you are finished with your head and you push the button, there's a giant ka-wham sound, and a vacuum sucks it all out, and it's a marvelous thing, and runs it through a macerator and puts it into your holding tank. So that's pretty much about holding tanks and odor and heads, and it's pretty simple if you use the right chemicals, if you maintain your system. I'm Randall Yachts. If you're interested in buying and selling a boat, get a hold of me. I'll be glad to help you. Randall Yacht and Ship in Marina Del Rey. Thank you.